one more, but I was sitting there watching James's Southern Kentucky Stallions. And I got really into it. It's like 7:44, dude. It was the thing loaded at 7 o'clock. You could have made a video and had it loading while you were watching. I was like, I just wasn't thinking. I was just can his creative team make a bold game? He's fun, and I am so proud. He's a character, and there was that. He's got a good personality. He was on the thing the other day. He did one with Notre Dame, and they flew him to Denton to go to a game. Yeah. North Texas University flew him to Denton to go to a football game. Yeah. It's pretty cute. Yeah, it's like, oh, no way. Yeah, it's weird. Well, it's advertising. And it's to make advertising dollars for NIL, things and stuff like that. Name, image, and likeness. And so I was like, that's just nuts. He's a really sweet kid. But, he was exhausted. He got back at midnight, and it was 10 o'clock in the morning, and he said he was going to get this video loaded, so he's loading it, and he's exhausted, and he's having trouble playing this game because he's so tired. Right? And it's like, with me, with Noah, I used to tell him, just go to bed. Turn it off. We own it. You can pick up where you left off tomorrow. Right? But what happens is your brain, while you're trying to still sleep, still thinks of it until you get to that point that you're going to. No, seriously, that's what happens. You're still thinking about all the possibilities and the things, because it's a brain chemical thing, and it's really weird. I've had it too, and I'm like, wow, that is so weird. It doesn't happen to me as much anymore because I'm really detached from it. But there's a lot of things that they use. They study your brain activity, and then they will use whatever they can get out of it to try to create a narrative to manipulate you where they want you to be. Do I think they know that they're doing that? I don't know. Because, Jesus, I didn't expect this to take this long. And Jesus is not a God. Okay, there is no a God. There is God. Okay, and Jesus isn't God. And me and my dad always have this because I talked to him, and I was up on the roof, and Jesus and Suzuki were like, he may never change, Earl, in this body and this life and this mind, because he was given as a child. Okay, and even even when you're successful, okay, that till the day he passes away, it's very likely that he may still believe in the Jesus in his head, and then while passing away be able to have the brain chemical activity in his head say, I was right, here's Jesus, he's God, and here I am, and so it would still exist to him to his dying day, that he believes that Jesus is God in his head, and that what I'm teaching is not right. Okay, and I'm like, yeah, I've come to terms with that. I've understood that. Okay, and he's always been this way, and but I'm my dad's boy, my moral structures and my values and my stick-to-itiveness to my belief in Jesus Christ and living his faith and all that. I'm very much my dad's boy in that way. But I'm my mom's boy also, okay? And my mom, it's the, dignity and respect, If I'm different than you and see things differently than you, and you don't respect me because you think I'm stupid because I don't agree with your perception, okay, I'm going to want to go be with someone else. And my father still gets mad at my mom. And because the other day, I sat there and I talked to him about my mother. And I said, Marianne was not a bad person. And he gave me a dirty look. And I said, my mom, she wasn't a liar. Okay. And he was like, that's not true. She cheated and all this stuff. It's like, Mom wanted to leave the marriage and get away from you because you didn't respect her perspective. Okay? And she didn't agree with you. So she wanted to be someone that respected her perspective, that would respect her perspective. You didn't have to agree with her. You just had to respect her perspective. Okay? And she had to be able to respect your perspective. Okay? If she didn't respect a man's perspective, okay, even if he respected hers, she didn't want to be with him. So my mom was alone when she passed away. Okay. She was not in a affectionate, intimate sexual relationship that she always wanted. Okay. A lot like myself. Okay. At this time, this current state of being and this torture. Right. And I was talking to Marianne up on the roof. And it was hard because she was on morphine. Okay. And I'm like, no, Mom, you don't, I believe, because I was like, does she know who this woman is that the Temple of Set Illuminati? Or I was like, Mom, her name is Lopez. She's really pretty, okay, and she's an actress, a singer, and a dancer. What does she sing like? Well, she don't sing nothing like Nancy Wilson or Linda Ronstadt, but during a genocidal operations, they were referred to as a pandemic. I'm trying to explain this to my mom. I was on morphine. She sang Barbra Streisand, and it was pretty good. Okay, it was pretty good. What song was it? Was it People? I think it was People. Yeah. So I was sitting there talking to her. Well, Lopez really got me on the way home in the truck. Every time I go to the store, a lot of times this happens. And I think it's because of a lot of the intense Wi-Fi through the technology and the manipulation of the Temple of Set Illuminati. But she had me crying when I went to check the mail. Well, they played Amy Winehouse, Love is a Losing Game, which we all know I like that song and the way Winehouse sings it. But I'm pretty sure it was a dude that wrote it, because, oh, you're a gambling man? No, I'm a gambling man. Love is a losing hand. I think it was a guy that wrote it. But I was listening to Mary's Prayer. And this woman's talking to me in my head, and I'm pretty sure if it's not Lopez, well, it's Lopez, because they always say that if they make a computer, because me and Guru, and I had conversations. I'd like to meet Guru's son in the future, because I talked to his father, because he knew who the 1322nd Redeemer was, and that's me, because he understood Muslim perception of a lot of people, okay, and he understood it articulately and intelligently, and a lot of times he understood Islam more than people that have been, quote, what they perceive as Muslims their whole lives. Yeah, he's a very astute and a very intelligent man, and I enjoyed my conversations with Keith Elam, which I had quite a few. And like with Malcolm X, El Hajj Malik El-Sarbaos, I had conversations with him too. And I enjoyed them. They're very intense and very pragmatic. Malcolm was a very pragmatic and intense human being. Okay. Keith was a little bit more jovial and funny. We used to make jokes about who you white people dress all stuff. What's that idea of an iron to white people is taking your blue jeans and spraying them down with a water squirt bottle and put them in the dryer on fluff for 5 minutes. It's like, who puts a crease in their blue jeans? No, it's funny. We would get into things like that and stuff, like me and Brian Hall. It was hilarious. I really one of the conversations I had with Keith Elam, I really enjoyed. But the song that was playing was a song by a group called Beat Danny Wilson. It's called Mary's Prayer. And I was like, well, that song really doesn't remind me that much of me and my mom. She goes, it reminds me of me and your mother. And I went, oh, shit. I made such a big mistake when I was Mary's Prayer. The Temple of Set Illuminati used me to torture her son. And her son's one of the most beautiful, brave, kind, protecting people in the whole world. And I made such a soul pray for me. Leave a light on in heaven. And she had me crying, and I'm like, gosh damn it, Lopez. You must have some wacky friends at fucking NASA. She goes, does everything gotta be, NASA and manipulation and all that? Can't you be a waking meditation person like you say you are, and can't you be cognizant, and can't we have a cognizant conversation and I be aware of it simultaneously? See, I told you got friends at NASA. Because I'm like, did you come up with that all yourself? Wow. I'm just being facetious because it's funny. But it was pretty cool, Now, we just had that conversation right there. Yeah, she kind of laid it to. You held that back, so when I was making a thing on the phone, you would have kicked my ass in front of other people or attempt to. So I'm trying to kick your ass. I just said, leave a light on in heaven for me. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Jenny. Max's mommy. Max and Emmy's mommy. Well, that's what they used to always call me at Monte Vista Elementary. Was Patrick's dad. That's one of the best things I've ever been called in my life is Patrick's dad. Okay. I didn't get that. I didn't get a volunteer at Natalie's dad or Noah's dad or Emily's dad as much at school. I was a single dad, and I had worked nights, so I got a volunteer at Patrick's school, and I was Patrick's dad. I was also Emily's dad and Noah's dad and Kate's dad and Natalie's dad and, for a brief time, Crumb's dad. And, the most honorable, one of the things I was most honored to be in my life was their dad. And my wife's husbands, yeah, they tried. I don't think they're vicious, horrible, terrible people. They were abused by some of the most vicious, horrible, terrible people in the world. It would be nice if those people the scientists that abused my wife or my family could change, but the likelihood of that seems obviously very unlikely. Okay. So, but people like Megan Ruth Peed and Jennifer Lynn Lopez and Ben something weird. He's got this big long ass name, Affleck, changing, and even Matt Damon. Okay, could be intelligent. Even Guillermo from the Kimmel Show could go, I think I understand this guy. Really? I think I know what he's saying. Could you explain it to Jeff Goldblum? How about Matt Damon? I don't think he understands what crypto means. And crypto is a manipulation of people using hypothetical, theoretical delusions of authority to manipulate others. That's what crypto is. Okay. Same thing money is. Same thing saying gold is more valuable than water or children's lives. Okay, guys? I love you. I'm going to go. That got a little more abstract than I thought it was going to. But let's load this up, and I'm going to go continue watching James and then go soak. And hope it takes less than 4 hours to load this freaking thing. Okay, guys, I love you very much. All right, peace out.